What is up, Salt Casters? We've got another great episode this week in store for you. It's episode 15 of the pod. We had Retals from SSG bless us with his presence. Fresh off a major win, SSG had an incredible split. A lot of ups, a couple downs, but mostly ups. In this episode, we get into things like being a great teammate, saying what's on his mind at all times, and even lists out the top 5 egos in NA and EU, respectively. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to the podcast, Retals. What are you salty about?
Salty about everything. Always salty about this 3 scrims a day from Chrome still, even though we have 2 weeks off for the first time ever. But it's fine because Civical's in the middle of a hurricane, so our scrims are being canceled.
Okay.
So you're salty about the fact that the scrims are being scheduled, but
I'm
you're
salty
not. You're
that the scrims are
unsalted.
still being scheduled. Yeah.
You're sugared about the fact that they keep getting cancelled because of hurricanes. So I
Little
mean, it's
sugared,
obviously
yeah.
a bad reason for things to be cancelled, but any cancellation is still good enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Chrome really working you guys, huh?
SSG. Yeah,
So it's Chrome.
Chrome keeping that team on top. Do you guys attribute like your success to that kind of management and that kind of grind?
He would get mad at me if I said we didn't. So yeah, I guess a little bit, but Chrome's a special one.
Hey, we can edit that out, no problem. What's the real? Tell us the real.
Yeah, you can give us a real one. We'll edit out the real answer. Keep the
Right.
fake one there.
Whoa, can
No,
you
you
guys
were
hear
gonna
that in the
go for it.
background on my end?
I can't hear anything.
There's
No?
like chants happening outside my house, and it's all in
Oh,
French,
wait,
so I
yeah,
have no
yeah,
idea
sure.
what it is.
Excited for season 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
They're like, season 2, episode 1.
Is that a protest because France is going back into lockdown and now people are out to protest the fact that there's a lockdown coming? What's going on out there?
They might just be filming a TikTok or some shit, you know?
See, there's a curfew. Last I heard.
march. Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah, that'll be a lockdown protest for sure.
Yeah, some of them have masks.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, so there's camera crews, and like,
Wow.
there's like a high school band. So,
What on earth? Okay.
yeah, who knows?
Where
Who
are you
knows
from
what's
again?
going on? I'm from the U.S., but I live in Paris.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
What are you doing in
Yeah.
Paris?
man, I don't know how to use Tinder correctly. You're supposed to just meet someone, hook up, and leave, and never come back. And I just matched with somebody and moved to another country. Oops.
Oh, so many people listening and watching right now will think that that's a joke, but that is a very accurate.
It's a pretty accurate description,
summary
honestly.
of what happened. Yeah,
Mhm.
very accurate short story. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
this was actually, I met her like right before season 2 Worlds, because
yeah.
the night before I met her and went on our first date, I was at Johnny's flat in Scotland with the whole Flipside team while they
Yeah.
boot camped.
Hey, they won the world championship, right?
They did. It
What
was very
going on
effective.
at your flat, Johnny?
You
Not
a
know,
hygiene
stream.
well, okay. You said you did 3 scrims. You're doing 3 scrims a day in like the off season. Well,
Right.
back then in pre-season 2, a tough schedule was 1 scrim a day. So that was probably about what was happening at Flipside Season 2 Bootcamp. 1 scrim a day, bunch of ranked gameplay, few streams here and there, candid photos of Cuxer for Twitter. But they won the world championship. They were so much better than every other team that it didn't really matter what they did. As long as they showed up with controllers on stage, they would win. So the real battle is, I've told this story many times, but yeah, the real difficult thing about Flipside Bootcamp was getting Cuxer to Amsterdam. That was as soon as we got in there, as soon as the plane took off, I was like, okay, they've won. Yeah, we did it. GG's. Well done, everybody.
Yep.
Mission accomplished. And yeah, easy peasy. Double 4-1 in the grand final to deny Mocket their world championship.
Yeah, crazy times. Then I ate a smoke cannon to the face, and
Wait, we were talking before we hopped on here. Retals, just about to turn 18, or 18th birthday is coming up. So
Yep.
how old would you have been in season 2 then, when all this is happening? You were definitely too young to compete in RLCS back then. That was, I think,
When I was
20.
at season 4, I was 14.
Okay, so you would have been 13 in season 2, because it was
Yeah.
exactly a year
The
before.
season 4 was right before my 15th birthday. It was like 2 months, like November something. So
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah,
and I think December the previous year was season 2, so it would have been.
yeah.
You would
Was
have been
a
13.
first person
Yeah.
I met in the Rocket League scene was Mist. Actually, he was 13 years old at DC Land. Friends from
And
Xbox.
you weren't teammates at all at that
No,
point.
oh no. I was 3 years before we teamed almost.
Wow. Yeah. We're talking like early days.
We're
So
talking. We
how
weren't even
good?
on PC yet. Like
Yeah.
we
How
just
good
hit
were
Grand
you?
Champ. Just
You
hit Grand
just hit
Champ.
Grand Champ. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Well, Flipside
back
are
in the
winning a
day.
world championship. You haven't even hit Grand Champ yet. That's crazy.
Wait,
So,
when did you say that was?
like
2016?
2016 December. Did you play Rocket League at all?
2016 December. Oh, was it 2017 or 2016 when I got my computer? It was one of those two. I think it's 2016. See, I think I just got my computer then. That was
Right.
a while ago. Yeah.
But you played Rocket League from the very release on console?
Season 3, actually, the beginning of season 3, because it didn't come out on Xbox until the end of season 2 or so. So
Ah, I remember that
uh,
actually.
yeah,
Wow.
we were late bloomers over on Xbox. It's like
Wow.
me, Arsenal, Ajax, Mist, Pirates, Nolly. I think that's probably it.
The
Wow.
Xbox gang. We were
The
actually
Xbox gang.
we were way higher rated than you at that point.
Oh
Myself and
yeah,
Matt, we were solid season 3 grand champs. Obviously, I think
That's
everybody was
right.
season 3 grand champ.
That's right. Completely
Season-
legitimate season to become a grand
season
champ.
3. That was a season where suddenly, like everybody, we were like,
yeah. It was the
champ
rank
1, champ
recalibration.
2, recalibrated the ranks. So you would play a game, lose, and you would. I was champ 2,
Because
and I lost that game, and it said champ 3. I was like, nice, okay.
were
Then
you
I played
super
another
champ when before the rank recalibration?
game. Yeah, I think
Because
so.
I was
I think so.
no, I was Rising Star, and I got bumped up to Superstar. I was super excited.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was 2 off Grand Champ before the rank recalibration, and then I lost 2 games and I got Grand Champ. It was really felt great, you know? It's everybody's dream to get Grand Champ, well, you know, on a 2-game loss streak
right.
and jumping
Oh
up
yeah,
multiple divisions. It was, you know, really exciting and yeah, it felt like a huge accomplishment. But yeah,
I bet.
the old system was something else. It was hard.
I think Mark wanted to die when he found out that you and I were both grand champs at that moment.
Yeah, Mark,
He's like, this is now meaningless.
And then I made it my personal goal every other season since then to just get Grand Champ to ruin the title for everybody else.
It's
I
working.
think lots of other casters have been doing it just to rub it in the face of all those people who are, you know, saying that they deserve to be Grand Champ, but they're stuck in plat. I think it might be Diamond now. Diamond might be the new plat with the influx of all these new players. Maybe.
Probably, honestly.
Did you?
Yeah,
So
let's
did you have your same gamer tag when you were on Xbox, or was it something
no.
horrible? Tell us.
It was example tricks. It was from my FIFA days back when I was like 11 years old.
Nice.
I mean when I first came to PC, it wasn't even Retals at the start. It was Rooksy. I was a top
Rooksy.
50 ones player under Rooksy. Didn't play any tournaments or win any tournaments under Rooksy, but that was the origin. I switched because all the pros hated me because I was super toxic and interesting times.
What's changed? Has anything changed?
I just
Besides
wasn't.
your
I
name?
just wasn't. I mean, back then it was bad. It was really bad. Like I would
Okay.
get mad at like Torment of all people. Like who gets
Sure.
mad at Torment? Like, he's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
I was just a young ones player who only cared about my rank, and it was like when you lose, it's the end of the world. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I wonder
That's true.
actually how much being a professional esports player like matures people more quickly than they would if they weren't, because you're subject to so much more public scrutiny quickly, and I think like stupid mistakes that like maybe your friends or family might let go, or just things that aren't apparent to a lot of other people around you, probably get shown to you very quickly.
I think the biggest thing is money. I like putting money into perspective is insane because I have making, you know, the 6-figure salary that all the pros are making, and I have nothing to spend it on. Like I'm not spending on rent or college or debt or anything, so I'm just sitting here with thousands of dollars a month. Like, what do I do with it?
Stacks
Like,
on stacks. I'm sure
yeah,
Twitch
and
chat
that
would
would-
have lots of ideas for you what you could do with that.
Oh,
Sure,
no, I
you could
bet.
inspiration. But yes, I think most of the players, at least from what I've heard, are playing it pretty smart, just saving,
Yeah.
which is good. Although in America, I was really initially it was confusing me. I was like, why are all the American pro players buying cars? Then I remembered America's absolutely huge. You can't
Yeah.
just walk
Oh,
outside and
yeah.
go somewhere like you can in the UK or in most of Europe. So getting a car is
Right.
actually a massive it's like you've unlocked a whole bunch of other things in your life. It's like DLC content for real
Yeah.
life. I was like, okay, that makes a lot more
It's
sense now.
DLC content. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it
That
is
was actually
DLC
the
content.
only big purchase I've made since I've been pro. It's just a car.
Nice. What are you driving?
2010 Mustang GT convertible.
Like, of course. I mean, I
You
don't
know.
know you that well, but it's just like it fits. The shoe.
I don't know how long
the
I'll
shoe
keep it.
fits.
I think it'll be passed down to my little brother eventually, and then I want to get like a Tesla or something. But
Yep.
kind
Yep.
of depends how long I stay pro.
Absolutely. That matches your attitude, and then your next car matches your zoomerness, which is like, gotta save the earth.
Hey man, they're cool cars.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely
Totally.
are. Yeah, totally. I if I was going to buy a car, it would probably be a Tesla as well. So
Yeah, it's just like
Interesting.
it's such a I was so surprised. Initially, I thought, man, all these players, I can't believe they're because back then, or when I saw this initially, like now, Rocket League pros are making a lot of money. Like
Mhm.
getting a really nice car, not that big of a deal to a lot of these guys. They're able to like buy a car and save like 5 times as much. But initially, I was seeing players spend probably all the money that they've earned in Rocket League on a car. I'm thinking, what are they doing? Oh no, they're just
Right.
gonna they're gonna like take away all of that head start that they could have given themselves on other
Mhm.
stuff. Then that's when I realized, yeah, it's actually massive for you guys. Because for me, if I had a car, it would literally just sit outside, and I would never have to use it
Right.
because I can walk out my door, and in 10 minutes, I'm in the very center of the city.
Yeah.
Because most of the cities in Europe are just so easy to walk through that there's like very very pedestrianized areas. So yeah, if I got a car, I would probably just get like crashed into or stolen or something. There's no point.
Yeah, I haven't been driving much here, honestly. I mean, there's like enough like grocery stores and fast food places near me. The only time I drive is if we're like going to the beach or to the mall or something.
Was this the first like big city move? Because you're at the team house now. Is this like a big
Yeah.
lifestyle change?
Yeah, the city I live in is a pretty small city in Virginia. I mean, it's nice, but it's small. There's not like really much to do. I mean, what everyone does is drives 30 minutes to the beach in a different city, so there's
Oh
really
right,
not much
okay.
going on there. But
You can
here
get
we're in the middle of downtown Miami. It's crazy.
like deliveries. Is this a new thing? 'Cause I know a lot of players when they move to the bigger cities, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna order my food from now until forever. This wasn't possible before.
We can get a few deliveries back home, like the McDonald's and Domino's and stuff like that. But here there are 600 options on Uber Eats. It is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The stuff I've been eating. I mean, today I had some hibachi grill place. It was insanely good. It was
nice.
wild.
Yeah, that's a ton of fun.
Whenever I
Johnny
go
with
back
the
home,
EU flex. I'm not flexing. I'm just saying it's a different culture over
it
here.
is. It's
It's
way
literally
different.
built different. Okay, understand. It's just very.
By the
different.
way, Johnny, like for 99% of the US, getting your first car happens just almost exactly at 16. I mean, like as long as your family can afford it, it's part of growing up is getting a car
Right.
in most places.
You just need that. I mean, even in people who do live in the cities, like these cities, they're much harder. At least the ones I've been to just get around. You can't just walk places, or you wouldn't even want to. Like for here, like where our weather's so bad, like you can always walk outside. You're never gonna walk outside and be like, okay, I'm dying. It's a desert out here. But I then I have to remember other places, not so much. You can't just like always go outside. We have very like terrible weather in terms of what people want. There's always rain, but it's never too bad to just go. At least I would say that. Maybe some people would disagree. We got any UK people in chat who are just like, "You're wrong. I hate it. Can't wait to move to a sunny country." I know there's lots of the.
I mean, that's what your girlfriend feels, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, she's not originally from the UK. She's from Bulgaria. They actually get the sun in summer. So, coming to the UK, she's just devastated that the sun's constantly behind clouds, just there pretending to shine on you. And then then sometimes it comes out from behind a cloud, but you can't feel it. Like it's so that there's such a bad angle because we're so far north that the sun's there, but there's no radiation reaching you. So it's just like, I don't know, frustrating, very frustrating for some people.
No.
Yeah, somebody says as a UK citizen, it's not very nice. That's a very common opinion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But Florida's got famous for good weather, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I've never
it's
been.
85 degrees here every single day, even in almost
Oh, man.
November. It's do your calculations.
It's high
Oh
30s.
yeah, that's nice.
Or,
Yeah.
sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Totally
low
knew what
30s.
that meant. Yeah.
Low 30s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's I mean it rains sometimes. It's like famous for raining a lot here, but recently it's been really nice. Yeah, really sunny.
But hurricanes are a big thing, right?
Not right now. Hurricane
Not now?
season is like right before we got here. It's like I don't know. It's like June to August or September or something like that. So we're good.
Yeah. Do you have to consider that when you're planning team house?
Yeah, it was. It was. The SSG guy kind of tried to talk us out of it at first, but we like did some research and talked to a few other people because we really wanted to go to a big city. I mean, me and Arsenal are two like pretty outgoing people, and it was like we want to go somewhere East Coast, warm and with a lot of stuff to do. And Florida was kind of just like the perfect spot for that.
All right. This was you guys that found this?
Oh, yeah.
Or your choice? Wow. Okay.
It was kind of
That's
just Arsenal wanted to move out because he just recently turned 18 and graduated high school, and then I wanted to explore a bit, and it was kind of just why not do it together and get some good ping for Rocket League. So
Oh, that's
Florida
super
is-
cool, actually.
yeah,
That's the
we
dream.
we leave in like a month or so, but then once the next major comes around, we're all boot camping in New York. Actually, I think is the plan.
Oh, cool.
nice. That'll be
Still.
fun.
So,
That's great to hear, though. I
excited.
mean, how long have you guys been in the team house now, or how long will you have been there total by the time you leave?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. Somebody should let
Right.
Scrub Killer and Guild know that
A
they
month
must.
isn't that long.
If you tell Scrub and Guild about that, he's gonna be like, they did what? They stayed 2.5 months a team together for that long? It can't be true. There's no way that they lasted more than 3 weeks maximum. It's just impossible. They
Scrub's a
bound to
character.
hate each other. No, you guys don't seem to have the same problems as no.
Yeah,
No,
That's
trust
all-
me. I mean, trust me. We get into it. Me and Arsenal especially, but I mean, it's just for the good of the team. It's not like we want to make each other mad. It's kind of you have to have some arguments to get better. It's just how teams work. I mean, you're not going to agree on everything. So once we realized that it wasn't personal and it was for the better of the team, it got a lot easier from there.
You so we were talking about earlier about how young you were when the Rocket League scene kind of blew up, but you did mention that you're a ones main, a filthy ones main, and you
That was me.
rebranded because you were so filthy. You're like, okay, this brand is tarnished.
Is that why?
I was a
Is that
little
why you
toxic.
changed?
No, that is actually why. Yeah, it was. A lot of the pros like didn't like me, and I was like, I'm just starting at a disadvantage. So I made my name Retals, only told a few people, and then started grinding from there.
That's
So,
really
did they ever
smart,
find
actually.
out?
That's really smart. Yeah. Have you had conversations where they like recognize
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Like, oh my god, I
Well,
hated you.
I talked to Garrett and Torment about it. Actually, I mean, they come in Discord a few times just to play like random games, like Among Us or Valorant. But I like brought it up, and they're like, "That was you," and it's interesting conversations.
And that's when they left the Discord and blocked you. And they're like, how dare
Yeah.
he's pulled the wig over our eyes. But that was actually how you got your start on competitive as well. Because you said you didn't really play any tournaments. Was 12 Titans NA qualifier your first big tournament that you played in?
I'm not sure which one came first, if it was 12 Titans or the $4,000 Mocket 1v1. I'm not sure if you remember that. The one
I
that
do
like
remember that
Lucky.
one.
I don't know which one was first because I won the 4K 1v1.
Oh,
but
really?
I think it was 12
Interesting.
Titans that was first. Yeah, I played Among Us in the finals or something like that.
I remember Fairy Peak won the Europe one, but
Mhm.
there's really I can never find records of that one on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's not even on. It's not on Wikipedia at all.
Yeah, I do remember that one. Oh yeah, you won that. I didn't know you won that one.
Yeah.
So I think it did come before that. So
Mhm.
going into 12 Titans, I'm sure a lot of the viewers listening and watching will remember the best of 1v1 tournament, the most brutal tournament that has ever
That
happened.
was an awful qualifier. I cannot believe you ran that tournament still to this day. But I mean,
It was.
yeah.
Hey, the thing is though, like 1v1 is
Best
a game
of
mode.
one.
Best of one. That's right. 1v1 is a game mode. Is always it's always been like one that the viewers love, like even more sometimes than threes. There's some fans out there who just adore 1v1 even more than competitive threes, which is an amazing spectator esport. But the players seem to always despise playing it. Even the players winning, they're like, "Oh my goodness, I
You can
hated every minute
tell
of that.
off
It was
of
just so stressful and like, ugh."
you can tell off the Twitter timeline after if there's been a one tournament going on, you just see all
Yeah.
the pros tweeting about like I hate kickoffs, I hate ones, I'm never playing that game ever again. And they
Devastating
play the game mode the
demos.
next month in a tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the same, but it's just such an exciting game to watch. And I think that the 12 Titans was one of the most exciting tournaments, definitely one of the most unique. But the qualifier was even more brutal because the main event was best of one for money. The qualifier was just 32 of the best players from North America, all from the North American ladder. Same thing as we did for Saltmine 2. Players had to get top 32 in the North American 1v1 ladder just to be able to play a best of one bracket, single elimination best of one. And you made the grand final against Sharif, who was streaming his POV. Were you streaming your POV?
No, absolutely not. I played on the worst computer known to man back then. I got my computer off of Xbox Gfinity 2v2s actually. I played them with Mist and Pirates, I think, a lot. And I saved up enough for like a $450 computer, like pre-built, replaced the graphics card with like a 1050 or something, and then gamed from there. Yeah, it was quite the journey.
That's like the ghetto setup. But yeah,
no, it was awful.
I mean, Sharif was like, this is pretty early on in his like expeditions into competitive as well, and he was streaming his POV and going just crazy. And I'm honestly, I was casting the tournament on my stream, so I can't watch his stream. But Nick from League of Rockets was telling me, dude, this Sharif guy, he is popping off every time he wins. He's like, so many people are starting to watch his stream. He had like thousands of viewers tuning into his stream just because he was going so crazy every time he got a game win to move on. Then I casted his semi-final against Sathu, where he somehow came back from like a crazy position at the end to win. I was like, this is incredible. He must be. I just knew at that moment he must be absolutely losing his mind. And then he got into the grand final against you. You were 5-2 ahead, which is a really low score.
38 seconds left.
Yeah, 38 seconds left. 5-2 lead. Very low scoring game. So usually in 1v1, there's more goals by 38 seconds remaining than 5-2. And if it is a 5-2, it indicates that neither player is having a lot of success in offense, and there's a lot of the ball just going around the field and everybody defending well. Especially back then, where aerial plays were not that common. It was all ground game.
Oh yeah.
But then he scored a flick, and then he got another kickoff win where he just took the ball up onto the back wall, scored some like ground pinch, like dish.
I should have bumped him. I was actually watching it a few weeks ago. That I ghost bumped his car and it didn't register. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the lead just started to crumble, but he scored that insane goal, and then didn't you just totally bean the kickoff after that for 5-5? I think you just single jumped on the kickoff or something, or missed the ball or something, but he didn't realize that you were missing, and he didn't shoot, so he had to like dribble it in. But it was just chaos. It was absolute chaos. Like what happened? I mean, you had it.
Back to the point of having a $400 computer. that was the same computer that would just completely like freeze up on some kickoffs, and $400 computer froze up on that kickoff. Couldn't do much. I was like, oh man, the worst time for this to happen. But he's a good guy. I'm glad that if I lost to anyone, it'd be him. So.
Oh, totally. I think like everybody, the whole community went to his channel after. There was like congratulating him because he was being so wholesome.
Yeah,
but there's more. If anybody hasn't watched this game, you have to go watch it because after conceding to put it to a tie game, Sharif went all in on 0 seconds to try and score, and he hit the crossbar.
Oh, I forgot about that. And I couldn't keep it up.
You had a full pitch dribble for the open net. All you had to do, you had the dribble, you had the ball in your car. If you double jumped, it was a goal, but you flipped forwards and then the ball fell on the goal line, and we went to overtime.
That happened at Montreal too.
Yeah, the ball hit the goal line, and I was ready to say Retals the winner. I was like, Retals, oh my goodness, it's hit the floor. What? I was losing my mind. I was like, what is going on? How is this game so crazy? One game, grand final, one game, winner is qualified to the tournament, and then in the overtime, Sharif just wouldn't stop ball chasing. He won a kickoff, and then he just wouldn't stop ball chasing with no boost. And you were like, surely he's done chasing. Nope, he just keeps on turning around with no boost.
That tournament.
Yeah, and he scored. Oh, I couldn't believe that. I mean, for me, watching this, I'd never been this emotionally attached to a game in my life. I was like, this is unreal. What is going on? The emotional roller coaster that I was experiencing casting it. I can only imagine what was going through Sharif's mind. in that moment, and well, you as well. But were you like done with 1v1 after that, or
I actually like.
keep playing?
I really didn't. Obviously, I minded, but that night was kind of like the only time it really mattered to me because I wasn't expected to make it past the first round. I actually played Forky in the first round before he was anyone important, and then I really didn't expect to make it past the round of 16 or so. But even just making it to the finals, I mean, I beat like the big ones names back then were Among Star and Taroko and Sathu and Illusion. Them I beat a few of them, so. It was a fun
huge
tournament.
run. It was really, really huge. I mean, just to go and read through the names like you mentioned. Let me find where you came. Where? Okay, you were the top side of the bracket. Yeah, you beat Among Star, who is one of the highest rated NA players. Taroko, same for him. You beat Forky, who is really high rated. And then Schwartz in round one. I don't remember anything. His name popping up again. But I mean, it's just brutal. You know, you best of one every time, and you're on a 4-game win streak, and then you were winning the final as well. So it was absolutely winnable. Just to try and get into this tournament, where the round one of the tournament was the winner of that against Kronovi to get top 8. So man, it just never, the brutality never stopped with 12 Titans. It was so savage. But yeah, a ton of fun. I really miss 12 Titans. Obviously, if there's ever a 12 Titans 3, I will be over the moon. But as far as I'm aware, League of Rockets has no intention of running one of those anytime soon. Would you play in it, or would you try and?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I would play a World Cup. I miss his World Cups. Wasn't he the one that ran those too? Those would be fun.
Yeah, totally. The World Cup is fun. That's so funny. But yeah, you actually your 1v1 career didn't entirely stop. We managed to debate a whole bunch of 3v3 mains to try 1v1 again with Fusion, and you had some success there in the Fusion qualifier.
God, I only played because I was trying out Envy, and neither of them would play it, so it was kind of just I was forced to. But I mean, I played Magic Bear in the first round, and it was like he just plays ones all day. Like, I'm not winning this. But I kept it close, to be fair.
I mean, keeping it close to Magic Bear is something, because he destroyed that day. He annihilated Mile even. He was on fire. But you beat Squishy, so everybody, all the
I smacked Squishy like 10-0 or something. I remember that.
I think he gave up at 6-1. He just it was 2 minutes left in the game, and he just stopped moving. Because you were just bumping him, scoring nonstop.
And the Spanish kickoff in the 2s, me and Atomic pulled on him.
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness!
Fun tournament.
Yeah. Maybe there's a 1v1 feature for you yet. I mean,
absolutely not. Never. Unless it's in my contract, I'm never playing another 1v1 tournament ever.
We'll see. Maybe one day. Never say never, Retals.
I'm saying never.
But you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to say never. You're supposed to come on this podcast and call somebody out.
Not once.
Play him in
any other playlist, but not once. Absolutely not.
If you were hypothetically, if hypothetically you were going to play 1v1 again, hypothetically, who would you call out?
Yeah, who would you like to beat the most for $1,000?
Okay,
who would you like to beat the most for 1,000?
I'm just saying. The last time I did play First Killer in a tournament, it was a 4-0. So
you beat.
I mean, yeah, last time I played First Killer in a 1v1 tournament, it was 4-0 in Astro for $1,000. So
okay.
I mean, he'd probably take me down now, but I still have the matchup.
What if we just give you some time to practice?
I won't beat him. I won't.
3-4 smugs from now, it's fine.
That would be fun. I can't believe you've gone from I'm never playing one to hypothetically calling out First Killer.
That was a jump. That was a leap.
I'm never playing ones again.
That was a leap.
Yeah, that's a very large hypothetical leap. But yeah, okay. I know 3v3 is the main topic of your career. It all started off with 1v1, but then it changed to 3s. But yeah, the dudes was the first success that you had, mostly weekly and monthly tournaments, right? With the dudes.
Renegade was the big one. We won one of the Renegade qualifiers for like $5,000 or something.
Who was the main team for the dudes and for the? Was it always the same team?
No.
I felt like it was always different.
It was me and Ralph for most of it. Me and Roldas teamed for that. Ralph teamed for that play and lost to the Peeps. And then most of that off season, I was teamed with Ralph and Joe Freshness, who's now just Freshness under Ghost now. But that off season when I got picked up by Peeps, it was kind of like I got picked up by Peeps, so I still had to play Renegades with the dude. And I played against the Peeps with Pirates who just got kicked. So that was an interesting tournament. But
So yeah, you were getting picked up by the Peeps, and before that you had to finish the tournament with your old team, and you beat the team that you were about to.
I did not beat them. I got swept.
Oh, you got swept
in the lowers. Yeah, I did sweep Bread that tournament though.
That was
typical Matthew AXB.
Matthew,
yeah.
Yep.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, definitely, especially now with Cypical being your teammate.
Yeah, I always hold that over him. I always talk about it.
But yeah, did you never try, or you never made it to RLRS with the dudes, did you? That was like
the
Peeps.
We were game 5 overtime against the Peeps in the qualifying match, and we lost.
And you thought, well, can't beat him, join him. So you joined the Peeps.
Yeah, it was. They gave the spot to Prime Thunder, but he said no. So the spot, like Arsenal, literally added both me and Roldas in Discord and was like, Prime said no. One of you guys is getting the spot. Whoever just has the better tryout. And me and Roldas were Ella third at this time. We were trying out with Lachino and Austin. So we kind of just made an agreement, like, all right, whoever gets the spot gets it. No hard feelings, and I got it over him. So
I thought you were about to say that Arsenal wrote to you, hey, one of you getting the spot first to reply or something.
that
like
honestly, that is something Arsenal would do.
Minute.
But
I mean,
yeah,
it was some crazier roster transfers. I've heard of roster moves in the past of Rocket League being like, okay, we've got 30 minutes. They play a ranked game. They're like, yeah, that went pretty well. And they just, let's sign up. I think we got this. Just make last minute player swaps. No big deal. Especially
actually,
with,
okay, so this off season, right before I got the SSG spot, I had lost all hope at this point. Me and Alu were gonna try out, me and Aleutian, and we were gonna pick up try out either J-Pow or Alpha Cup. So we did rock paper scissors for it, and then we were gonna play. Yeah, we were gonna play Summit with J-Pow, but then PK wouldn't let me.
That is hilarious. The Rocket League transfer windows are always so crazy, and Psionics think, hey, well, we'll give them a 1 week transfer window limit. That'll keep people from. We'll make it one transfer a year, is what I mean to say. That will stop this craziness from happening. We'll start to get some consistent rosters. Nope, there's all these rumors about so and so's joining this guy, this team, and this team are kicking that guy. And we were talking about this a bit before the show. If a roster move happens and it doesn't work out, the only thing you can do is go back to the other guy, right? You can't make another change, so a bit risky maybe for all these teams to be changing. Are you happy to see that though, as one of the best teams in the world?
I wish a few more teams changed. There were some rumors and some small talks about it, but I don't think any of them are gonna actually come to happen. But I wish they did, because some of them would have been ugly. I don't understand the brain power of some of the people in RLCS, to be honest.
Probably EU as well, based on some of the
say more about that.
I will not say more about that. I will not. But there were some things that were just mind blowing, to be honest.
Maybe we can revisit that once a certain amount of time has passed and it's even acceptable to discuss these matters. Yeah. The players who have a lack of brain.
Actually,
power.
Okay, there is one I want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
So there was a team in NARLCS, I won't name who, that tried out a bubble player that I also won't name who, that has never been in RLRS or anything. He got the spot and he said no. I won't say any more than that, but he got the spot for said RLCS team and said no.
Wow.
Everyone was like, what? Everyone was just so confused.
Team,
RLCS, top 10 from season 9.
Oh, right, the RLCS from season 9 team.
Right.
Yeah, right now it's 32 teams. And there's all kinds of teams.
Yeah. No, I'm talking the top 10 for back then.
He said no and left. That's a power move right there.
That is a power move.
That's a power move. They're gonna have to offer him even more spots.
Right.
One spot.
Give me 3 spots.
One spot. Give me all 3. Give me all the controllers.
That was when I heard that, I was just like, wow. What a guy!
Sure that has to come out in the future at some point. We'll
probably will.
As soon as anything. I mean, that's so recognizable story. As soon as that comes out, I'll be like, "What? Are you serious?" I feel like that's never happened. But there are some players out there. I mean, I don't know anything about this, but there's some players who just don't really care about competitive, and they're just gaming. They're just playing the game, and just having some fun, not interested or not. They don't want that pressure. So as well, like, do you ever feel like when Rocket League became your job, you lost any of the enjoyment from playing it? Because before it would probably just be something you do to chill out and relax, and now it's your job. Is that something that you can no longer relax while you do, and you have to find something else, some other games or other ways to chill?
I won't say I lost enjoyment, but if there was no money involved, I probably wouldn't play the game. The goal was always go pro, make money,
Okay.
try to help pay off for college. So if there was no money involved, yeah, I don't think I'd be playing the game.
That's interesting. I mean,
But
it's smart
I
as
do
well.
enjoy competing. Like I like competing. I like trying to be the best. But yeah, if it was for nothing, then I don't think I would.
And that's even from the very start, the Xbox days, where you're like, okay, right, step one, got to get a $450 PC. Step two, like become a one main.
No. It was kind of when I hit GC on Xbox in season 3. That was kind of when I was like, okay, maybe I could do something in this game. So that's when I got the computer, and that's when I started the journey.
You shouldn't have said this. Now all the people who just got like GC for the first time are thinking,
gotta believe, man. If they don't believe in themselves, then no one will.
True. It could happen. I think it's all about the work and yeah, the time as well. Like if you're like anything like me and you took thousands and thousands of hours to get anywhere near that level, then I'd probably not worth trying to
start casting.
You hear the story is typical now, where he went from GC to RLCS in 9 months. I mean, anything could happen, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened with Speed as well in Europe. You went from like just picking up the game to professional play very, very quickly, and I think the same can be said for most pros. Like most people who are now playing Rocket League professionally, they either played from the very beginning or they got good very fast, and they just it like, if you have to ask how do I become a pro, how do I join the rank C Discord or whatever, like you're probably never going to get to that level.
Right.
You have to be good enough that it's just obvious, I think, or those kind of talents that everybody wants to play with you and everybody's trying to add you, and you're getting top of leaderboards by accident. There's always going to be some ladder gods who can't ever make it in a competitive setting, but those are I think those are quite rare. It's most of the time it's a very transferable skill. But okay, so we were talking about the Peeps there a little bit. So you joined the Peeps with Gyro and Mist.
Gyro and Arsenal.
Gyro and Arsenal, sorry.
Right. This was on Birds and the Bees with Rolders and Hoxer before they were united, yeah. And
then what was your first tournament? That was pretty much right before RLRS season 7, wasn't it? Or rather, it would have been RLCS season 7, the RLRS that happened
season 4 of RLRS, I think.
Yeah, because the RLRS and RLCS
season 4
lined up. So
right.
I honestly couldn't even tell you which one it was, but it was the RLRS that was happening when RLCS season 7 was happening.
Right.
And that was promoted. How did it go? You guys came second or something in the league play?
What Arsenal is singing? Shut up!
What was he singing out of interest?
I honestly have no clue. I just heard him screaming from his room. Just got back from the gym. That we finished second that season.
But then you clutched up the promo.
We clutched up. No, we clutched up in the last week of RLRS.
Oh really?
We were actually playing against the dudes in our last game. We had to win to make the promo tourney. We're down 2-0 in the series, 2-0 in the game, a minute left, and we ended up reverse sweeping in game 5 overtime, I think. Go to promo, destroy EG 4-1, beat Birds 4-2, and then Arsenal left 2 weeks after, and yeah, that's where the story starts.
You got because I remember listening to the comms video from that promo tourney, and it was just like the loudest screaming of all time. And then Arsenal's really quiet sometimes, so he was just, or was it back then? Arsenal was just like extremely quiet in the comms.
No, that's when Arsenal was at his most
who was the
annoying.
Quiet one?
That was Gyro. Gyro's always been the quiet one.
Gyro was like really quiet and chilled, and you and Arsenal were just yelling at the top of your lungs. Let's go! And winning games.
Can you get out? Yes. Hate him so much.
What is he doing? Is he just like doing handstands?
Is this live? Yeah, and then he blew me a kiss, and then he left the room. so stupid.
Yeah, watch out. That's a slippery slope. You're
Yeah.
following Guild down
go-
the team destruction path right now. Just that toxicity.
I can't
but inside.
imagine. I can't believe that team, honestly. Just, ugh, God.
Arsenal, man. Do you guys ever have like little, chill nights where you're watching just chill out, watch anime together?
We watched all of the NBA finals together, and we went to this little ramen store, probably less than half a mile away, and that was the best thing I've ever tasted in my entire life. But we go to like the mall and the beach quite a bit, so
Nice.
No time for
Yeah.
anime.
No anime though.
no time for anime. He watches his anime, but not for
Have
me.
they tried to get you into it?
Yes, multiple times,
So you're
but
just like
it's not.
you go to sleep and you wake up and there's just posters all over the walls in your room. You're like, wait,
It's
Arsenal.
it's not really
Stop.
my thing. I kind of just like play PC games, do homework, watch Twitch, YouTube. I don't really watch much, honestly. I have been watching Vampire Diaries though. I suggest it, guys. It's really girly, but it's good.
Vampire Diaries. Okay, so we've got One Punch Man from Arsenal, Vampire Diaries from Retals, Twitch chat. Whose suggestion are you going for? Which one of
Come on,
those wins a
guys.
fight? That's the question. Uh, so wait, this was all this RLCS promo stuff happened. That was right before Montreal, right? Or was it?
That was right before
Montreal
Dreamhack Dallas. Montreal was like 3.5 months after.
But I think all those Dreamhack events were in the off season, weren't they?
Right.
But yeah.
Right. Montreal was like 2 weeks before season 8.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dallas happened, and Valencia quals and stuff, and then the Montreal Dreamhack came up. You guys were not totally unknown, but mostly unknown. Recently promoted to RLCS teams are usually quite unknown to the wider audience. What was Dreamhack Montreal like? You guys, you won it. You beat a whole bunch of amazing teams. You beat Vitality, you beat G2. You're all popping off. And this is right after acquiring Mist, or shortly one of your.
It was like a month after. Yeah, it was. We were talking about it in scrims one day, or after a tournament or something, and we honestly didn't even want to go at first, but we were kind of just like, because they both live in New York, which is really close to Montreal, so they were like, we don't even have to fly, like we could drive there. So all right, might as well just go, right? Just get our name out there. And then our goal is like just make day 2. Don't really care what happens after that. Just make top 16, prove we're an RLCS team, and then get out of there. And then when we beat Ghost and had TSM to qual for day 3, it was kind of like, we could really do this. Like they're really not that good, other than Alpha, obviously. And beat them. Alpha scored like 3 disgusting goals. He wanted that series. And then it was just like, let's just have fun, right? Like we don't have any expectations to do well here. So it was a mixture of popping off plus no expectations plus underdog story plus just super hungry new Rocket League professionals. So it was a fun tournament.
I remember I heard Chicago's pre-finals interview, because they did a pre-finals interview with did they do it with your team as well? Mist as well. Yeah. Chicago and his one, I just thought, I got the vibes from the interview. I was like, oh no, this is like one of those moments that people clip before a disaster.
Yeah.
Like the way that he said, Peeps, we're the best team in the world. We're never going to lose or something to these guys. I was like, oh no, it's actually going to happen now that he said this. And it did. It just started happening. G2 just looked like a totally different team. They couldn't play their game that they were easily looking like the best team in the tournament up until then. They were just destroying everybody they played. And then they just couldn't do it against you guys. Was it obvious when you were playing them that they weren't playing as well? Or were you guys just so focused on dominating?
Rizzo really wasn't having a good series. We played them in day 2 in uppers. I think it was our first series of the day. And it went game 5. I mean, it was a close series, but we just couldn't close it. We knew watching that semifinal, like we wanted G2. It was G2 versus NRG. We would never have beaten NRG. That team had our number. We, in that off season, or like the 6 months leading up to Montreal, game score was something like 3-27 or something. Like we could not touch that. Okay. Even with Fiber, we could not touch that team. So like, please G2 win, just so we have a chance. And once they won, and I threw game 1. Johnny, I know you remember that series. Game 1, 0 seconds. I threw it at their backboard, left Jaron a 2v1 against JNaps and Rizzo. He gets bumped and flicked, but after that game, it was kind of just like, we can easily beat this team. Like, they're not as good as we thought. So just stupid confidence, just pure confidence came out and took the series.
That's like makes sense in a grand final. Like it's always so obvious watching grand finals that there's just something different. Something. What is it? What would you say the differences are compared to playing in the other earlier rounds, which are obviously still very high stakes, a lot of money on the line. But what is it that's making everybody play so different in grand finals, and you get some players playing so nervously, and others suddenly just becoming even better than they were before?
It's kind of just at that point, like, you don't want to lose. You've made it all this way just to get second. Like, no one wants that. But another is, and I'm not sure because I've always talked to all my teammates about this and other people. The reason I feel like in my teams have never been good in scrims or like the small tournaments or anything, but I really do feel like it's because I play the exact same in every single tournament I play. So when it gets to like a high stakes tournament, I'm like one of the better players on the field because I just played the same the entire time. And when it comes to scrims, I'm usually one of the worst on the field because I played the exact same at all times. And it's super annoying playing scrims and small tournaments. But then when it gets to RLCS and I perform, it's like everyone's just so bad in the big tournaments because everyone, I guess, just so nervous, or I don't really understand it. I've never really understood it. Even when I was a new pro, is kind of the same way. But losing in a grand finals has to be like the worst feeling. I don't think I've lost in the grand finals of a big tournament yet, so thankfully.
Except 12 times, but
except 12 times. Except 12. I think that grew me as a player.
Do you
I
feel
don't want to lose any more of those?
You seem to have like a pretty strong self-belief. Do you feel like that would like to describe you, like just that you're very confident in your abilities to be consistent?
I'm really confident in my team a lot of the time. When I'm not confident in my team, I don't talk as much. I don't boast as much, I guess. But I think one of my best aspects as a teammate is I can get my teammates super hype and super confident and try to make them as best as they can. Because I said it in a Rocketeers interview, and my role on the team is just make my teammates' job easier and the opponent's job harder. Like taking their boost, bumping them off the ball, giving my teammates space. That is kind of like what I like to do, and I think it's what I'm best at. So I like just making my teammates the best they can, kind of trying to have like a Turbopolsa role while not playing at all like Turbo, but just trying to make them as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of you head to head with Turbo in this type of role?
Historically, obviously Turbo.
Okay, good place to start.
Right, he's the best player of all time. But right now, I do think I am better than Turbo at that certain role. I mean, I think I should have had that envy spot that Turbo got. I was actually given the spot by Mist and Atomic until Turbo and LFT, and they snatched it right back. So a little bit of karma, I guess, for them not performing as well as us. But I do think I'm better than Turbo at that role, yeah.
Interesting.
So we have to get Turbo back on the next podcast, and then Retals again.
Yeah, he was the episode before. He was the episode before. I don't know if you
get us on a dual podcast, both of us at the same time.
Okay,
yeah,
there might be something.
This is the salt mine match we've been trying to set up.
Right.
Oh, hey, that would be interesting. Who do you guys have in Twitch that have Turbo or Retals 1v1?
Yeah, wait. You guys both take a ones player that is not you, and you coach him up, and you're in comms, and you're just like, cheering him on, and whoever can be the better cheerleader. Whoever can be the better cheerleader.
Looks like more people are leaning towards Retals for the 1v1. There's a few Turbo
I like that.
fans, though. Some few Jesse fans as well. He wasn't even part of the equation, but he's still winning. When Arsenal left you guys right after joining or promoing for RLCS, you obviously don't have any long-term hard feelings with him about that because he's back in your team. But what was going through your mind when that happened? Really, it's like, no, we just made it, and now he's leaving to join another team.
Then I didn't really mind because me and Arsenal actually did butt heads a lot during our RLRS runs. We had a few disagreements that were blown way out of proportion because we were young and stupid and didn't really have the facilities, and we didn't really make as much money. We didn't really take it as seriously as we should have. But I mean, we kind of gave him the ultimatum, like, stop trying out with them, or we're dropping you. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna keep trying out with them. Gets the spot. Him and Sybil are best friends. It all kind of started with him not having his passport for Valencia, he wouldn't get it, and we kept like, dude, you need to get your passport, or we literally can't play the tournament with you. He's like, all right, I'll get it. He never got it.
Did
And
he have a passport yet? He must. He was in
oh
Spain
yeah, because
for-
Madrid,
yeah.
Madrid. But he has it now. But he got it like a month before then. He's so lazy sometimes. But I didn't really mind. We had a lot of good tryouts, and near the end of the off season, it was us and Ghost were getting Atomic or Mist. So I mean, both players are insanely good. We really didn't care who we got. So when Mist felt like he was being played by Ghost a bit, he was just like, "You guys want to lock?" And we're like, "Sure." So we lock with Mist, and yeah, the rest is one of the best teams in North America until he leaves for Cloud9, who's so bad back then. But don't even get me started. That was, oh my god, we still argue about that. Like recently, we still argue about that.
Oh, about Miss leaving?
For the 7th place team in North America, and then he didn't even get the spot.
So when he left, is that
God.
when you guys immediately got AJ, and then the spot's gone, and he didn't get the spot, and he's just left?
Right. It was we tried out AJ and Torment actually, and I'm kind of upset at myself because we didn't really give Torment a fair try. We tried out AJ first and it went really well, so we were like, we're just gonna go with AJ. We'll just give Torment a try because we promised him one. But I feel like we could have been really good with him, and I like Torment a lot as a person, so I was kind of upset. But I mean, hindsight, season 9 was the worst season of my career, and it probably will forever be the worst season of my career. But can't really do much about it now, and it's over. And yeah, that was ugly. That was an ugly season.
The 7th place RLCS season 9 finish, Spring Series 5th, 6th. A lot of people didn't really understand.
That wasn't that bad. Spring Series wasn't that bad because we 3-0'd Space Station, and then we got reverse swept by NRG. Who did we get reverse swept by at Lowers? I think it might have been Rogue.
It was Rogue, yeah.
So that really wasn't that bad, but yeah, that was kind of my breaking point, I guess, for the team because I felt like I played well enough to be in the finals of that tournament. But
all right, so after that, you wanted to leave. You wanted to look at other options. Right.
It was after that. I hopped in a call with Mist. I was talking to one of my friends, Austin, and I hopped in a call with Mist, and he was talking to me how his team was going through some stuff, and I was like, "Try me out, then." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, try me out." And then, yeah, that off season was I was getting tossed around. I tried out with NVV1 PK, talked to United, talked to Sonics, talked to Mouse, and then ended up on Space Station, the 7th team.
Wait, talk to Mouse, EU?
Talk to Mouse, EU, yep. I was gonna move out and team with Fruity and Speed. That was an interesting one. Yeah.
Whoa.
But then they lost their org, so couldn't do that.
That would have been well, there's never been an NA to EU transfer. There's been Turbo.
I wanted to be the
one
first
way?
one, yeah. That
Wow.
was
to fill the void that Turbo left behind.
That'd have been fun.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Retals message Flakes said thanks for the play style.
I saw Flakes, I was watching Flakes stream, and he was talking about how everyone plays so stupid, and that we're the only team that plays the game right. So I threw him a message, and then he
I think he streamed that yesterday and said the same thing.
And then he asked her to play typical on the team, and I was like, oh, okay, well, let's slow down a little bit, Flakes. He's a character. I like Flakes a lot, but he's something else.
What's your take then on mechanics versus brains? Are you mechanical? Are you brainy? I remember I ran a brains versus mechanics NA show match, and Turbo picked you for the brains team.
Such an idiot.
Turbo picked you for the brains team and Kronovi, and I said, okay, have you got any reasons for your picks? And he said, well, they both have trash mechanics and they're still in RLCS, so they must be smart.
Turbo's so dumb.
Then the mechanics team just rolled. It was a first killer, Atomic, Justin, and they just destroyed.
That team would be so good now, but it was kind of. I definitely don't think I have really flashy mechanics like a Justin or Astral or anything, but I don't really feel like I'm that smart either. I'm not really sure what I'm good at, to be completely honest. I feel like I'm just good at
just good teammate.
Getting in opponents. Yeah, I mean that's what I feel like, but I'm not really sure, honestly. You'd have to ask someone I team with.
Yeah, well, we might do that. Maybe we'll have to. Maybe what if they don't have an answer for that either? Will that be worrying?
They honestly might. They honestly might not. I don't know what I'm good at. I just win. So I mean, I was talking to Turbo about this recently. I was like, "Why do you win, Turbo?" Because I mean, you know, Turbo. He doesn't have the flashiest mechanics or anything. He's like, "I don't know. I think I'm lucky or something." And that's I kind of feel what Turbo's feeling. So I I'll take it at least. But
Yeah, I think most people would trade mechanics for winning tournaments any day.
100%.
Brains for winning tournaments, definitely. Every Rocket League player would gladly trade some IQ for winning some money. I mean, just look at everybody streaming and losing IQ to their Twitch chat by the minute.
Right. AJ. AJ's Twitch chat is something else.
Yeah, some Rocket League Twitch chats are very, very interesting. So yeah, let's finish off with the 3v3 conversation with winning, I guess. RLCS X. What side's that been? The new grindy ram-packed season. You won the first regional, then fell off for a bit, and now you're back on top. What was the reason for the drop off and now the return?
We won the first regional, and then we got really complacent. All of our hours dropped. We felt like we were unbeatable for a bit, and then those very scrappy teams like KCP, Peeps, Rogue, they kept taking series off of us, and we were like, all right, we need to start playing the game more. And here comes Chrome scheduling 3 scrims a day every single day for a month and a half straight, and we finally got our play back together in the Astro finals, like 2 weeks before the major. And that Astro were the 3 teams that we were awful against. There was Peeps, KCP, and Rogue, and we perfect swept KCP, 3-1 Peeps, and then 3-0, 3-1 Rogue in a bracket reset. And after that tournament, we were so confident. We were just, it was exerting from everywhere. Like, it was that, those were the teams that we couldn't beat, and the fact that we just destroyed every single one of them, we couldn't lose at that point. Because against the top 4 teams, our records are like 7-1 against NRG, 5-1 Envy, and then like 5-3 G2 or something like that. Like, we are just extremely confident against all the top teams. So it's kind of just the middle of the pack teams that were really giving us trouble. So once we had the confidence against them, it was over.
I think Arsenal said the same thing in the interview. He just said, "Oh, we're just feeling confident. We're not losing today," something to that effect. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I think I believe him when I heard him say this. I was like, yeah, he seems like this seems like he's dead serious that they're just not going to lose today. And then you guys handled it. What's your take on NRG? Kind of doing the opposite to you guys. They were starting kind of in a slump, and then they won regional 2, and then they're this bad regionals and majors for NRG is still finishing very high, but anything other than first for them has got to be a disappointment. They seem to be the opposite of you guys. What's going on there, do you reckon?
I'm not really sure what their problem playing us is. I think Garrett in particular has a lot of respect for Sypical, so like that doesn't help. That is also a team that I've always played good against. Even on PK, if you look at the stats, I was dropping like 1.2, 1.3 octane ratings and still losing. Like, that's a team I always perform against. I'm not really sure why. It's kind of just like, and it's not, and I don't mean this toxic way at all, but if you shut down Justin, they can't really do much on offense, and we're really good at stopping like the midfield presence from a team like NRG, and they just don't know how to react to that. So I mean, we're gonna keep playing the way we do against them until they figure out a way to beat it, and then we'll probably change our playstyle against them.
Should it have really been 4-0?
It honestly should have. That wasn't just me poking fun at what Squishy said all those years back.
I thought it was. I was like, wait,
well,
what did you just say?
It was a part of it was, but at the same time, it was the 2 games we lost. One of them was we were just so confident we were going for the stupidest balls, and we just had no respect for the other team. And then the other one was we were taking the ball way too slow for no reason. But we just, like, that team we're so confident against. I don't know why, honestly. I just feel like now that our record is so good against them, it's impossible to lose confidence unless they just start beating us over and over again.
That's good. It's a good place to be against one of the teams that everybody else fears the most.
Right.
It's always interesting when you have like when you feel you have a really good matchup against a team that all the other teams fear. It can be a huge advantage because you end up beating them in grand finals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're still going to be your main rival throughout the entire year?
No, I feel like it's probably going to be G2. And again, not trying to be toxic, but it can't really be a rival if they're not beating you. They are probably the second best team in North America right now, but out of all the top teams, G2 gives us the hardest time.
I think somebody brought this up on my stream the other day. It's not a rivalry of competitiveness; it's a rivalry of proximity with you and NRG, because the
That's
matchup is
fair.
always happening. So
Mhm.
no, not a competitive rivalry right now at all. You're absolutely right there.
Right.
Matt, are we? I think we're good to move on to desserts.
Let's do
I am
it.
if you are.
Dessert.
Yeah, the desserts round, the salt cast, the desserts round. I probably should rename it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not really on brand with Salt Mine or Salt Cast
no.
or Salt at all.
The angry round, the I'm so mad round. I don't know what to call it. We should probably rebrand that. So yeah, we'll go back to the workshop on that. Okay, so for the start, we're just going to ask you about some of your favorite things in the game, so you can just answer them quickly, and we'll move on. So, what's your favorite car that you don't main?
Oh, Skyline. Used it in season 8 for a few series. That's a fun car. My teammates always bullied me off of it, but I had a good time on that car.
Nice. Okay. Favorite decal?
Racer. I feel like no one uses it. I've been using it in a few tournaments recently, but I usually don't use a decal, to be fair.
Okay. Favorite boost besides Alpha?
White Standard. I used that my whole career before getting Alpha Boost.
Nice. And favorite wheels?
I use the default wheels, I think, more than anything. They make me feel super fast for no reason. I'm just a super placeboed person, so.
The OEMs, right?
Yep, the default OEMs.
Yeah, I think that describes most Rocket League players, to be totally honest.
Yeah, now let's keep releasing all these like really fancy wheels. Then all of the pros are like, but where's the most basic, darkest, normal-looking wheel possible? Yep, that's my wheels right there. Perfect.
Cool. I think Johnny Years is next. You can ask that one.
Oh yeah, sure. So okay, not including Space Station Gaming players, who right now, or what right now is your top 5 players in North America?
Justin number 1, Chicago number 2, First Killer 3, Garrett 4, and JNaps 5. Ooh, Miss 5. Sorry, Miss 5, not JNaps.
JNaps be 6.
Mm-hmm.
I like that list a lot, actually. That's really, yeah.
Now do EU.
EU.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't watch enough EU as
Besides
I should.
Besides SSG players. No SSG players, okay?
Monkey Moon number 1, Alpha 2. K-Dop had a really good major. I want to put K-Dop at like 4 probably, but 3 probably extra, and then 5. I want to put Ronicky in my top 5. Ronicky has been a solid player forever. He's always been underrated.
That's interesting. I think the K-Dop Fairy rivalry, all the Fairy fans are going to be like telling Fairy tomorrow, Retals put K-Dop over you.
Boys.
It's going to be really upset. No, I think it's a fair top 5 again. You could have fooled us and skipped the I don't watch enough EU, but nobody would have accused you. Yeah. I'm sure.
And so at the end of each episode, we also play a game called Team Demo Ranked. So we will give you a list of 3 players, or just basically a team, and then you'll say which player would you want to be on a team with? So it's like a real commitment. Who would you want to demo? And who would you want to play ranked with? So it's like, okay, no commitment. We're just having a good time. So team demo ranked, The Peeps.
Okay. Team Gyro, demo, AJ ranked Alu.
That was quick.
That was very quick.
I mean, the thing is for Retals, he's like, I've already teamed with like, I've already demoed.
I've teamed with all of NA RLCS. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I can only demo one of them. I demo them all. All right. What about Team Envy?
Demo Atomic, Team Turbo, and ranked with Mist.
Wow, that's a very interesting plot twist there. He's like, you get replaced by Turbo. Now you're teaming with him to pay back the other 2 for taking Turbo.
There's some interesting behind the scenes stuff with a few players on that team that rubs me kind of the wrong way. But
okay,
it makes you not want to team with them,
right?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah. Well, actually, on that, before we move on, I will say most of the problems that I've heard of arising and reasons for roster switches in Rocket League history have come from outside of gameplay issues. It's always outside of gameplay.
It's usually never in game. It's always personality or ego issues getting in the way.
All right, top 5 egos, NA.
Turbo.
Turbo.
Turbo, Atomic.
They're both in the same team.
It's a recipe
Top
for
2 egos
disaster.
in the same team.
Turbo, Atomic. Surprisingly, Gyro.
Okay.
Squishy and Ajax. That's my top 5.
Surprisingly, Gyro. Not surprisingly, Ajax. You're just
No, that's not surprising at all.
What about EU? Now do EU. This is great.
Astral, Scrub. Oh, it's so easy over there. Astral, Scrub. Doe. Tox.
Is that 5? Is that 5?
That's
Or is that
4.
4?
That's 4. That's
Okay.
4.
I don't know who would be 5. Maybe probably Speed.
Speed. Yeah.
That's all very fair. I think you're honestly top, very fast and accurate choices.
Yeah.
From what I know,
really impressive. Really
but
impressive.
I try to keep myself kind of blind to what's going on behind the scenes so that I can speculate. Because if I knew, like some casters try and find out all the behind the scenes info, and then they say, "Oh, sorry guys, I can't talk about it because it's behind the scenes." I haven't got a clue, so I can speculate all I want. Because
I honestly wish I didn't know some of the stuff that I know because it just blows my mind. It changes my perspective on some of these players so much.
Hey, maybe it's for the best though. Future problems avoided potentially.
Right.
No.
What about where were we at with Team Demo ranked? We've got a few more here.
NRG.
Oh yeah.
Team Garrett, Demo Squishy, ranked Justin.
Garrett's
someone I've always wanted to team with, honestly.
Nice.
I think most of the team Demo ranked NRGs have been Team Garrett. I believe.
Yeah.
In fact, that exact
Garrett's
the exact
like the
message you just
fairy
gave
peak
are
of NA.
Garrett's just the golden boy. Everyone wants to team with Garrett. Everyone likes him. He's really good.
Let's see what you say to Vitality then. Team Demo ranked Vitality. Are you going to give the cookie cutter answers for this one as well?
Team Fairy, ranked Alpha, Demo K-Dop.
Yep, that's the
pretty standard.
Cookie cutter NRG.
I hate being boring. It would be team with Alpha, but he plays 10 hours every 2 weeks. So he plays FIFA all day. So it's just.
It's back to back. That statistic about Alpha is making its way around the pro scene. I see.
Really?
That's the second episode in a row where the extra Turbo. He's like, EU sucks. Look at their hours. Is that pretty good? Is that good Swedish? Was that good?
That was pretty good.
No, that was shocking.
Okay, now you go, Johnny.
That was horrendous. I can't do Turbo. But
That's right.
Swedish just say share and chocolate. And what else do they say? Yeah, they can't say ch, so share. I was sitting on my chair eating chocolate. That's my Swedish impression.
Alpha doesn't have enough hours. Now I'm turning into Dracula.
Oh dear, yeah, we move on. Okay,
Very tough.
G2.
Team with Chicago, Demo, Rizzo, ranked with JNaps. Chicago is also someone I really want to team with eventually. So I like the way he is as a teammate, and he's obviously very good.
So Chicago Garrett seems like the potential dream team if SSG just disappeared off the face of the earth, and you could just cherry pick.
That would be the two I'd pick. Yeah,
I think that would be a pretty interesting team. Yeah, he doesn't watch a lot of EU, but Matt, I think he can still.
Yeah, Team BDS.
Demo Mark, Team Monkey Moon, and ranked with Extra.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, because I think Extra, when he was on the podcast, he sort of talked about playing the role that you think you play on your team.
I like Extra a lot. That's why I kind of thought about it. I might want to team with Extra. He's a cool guy.
It makes sense that you would want to team with Monkey Moon though. In that same sort of setup.
Yeah,
that's cool. Are there any teams that we missed that you'd like to team Demo ranked?
Or just individuals you'd like to specifically target with one of these?
I want to team with. I want to team with Turbo eventually. Hopefully, he's someone I've always wanted to team with. I want to stay with SSG as long as possible, obviously, but everything comes to an end at some point. I want to, as weird as it sounds, I do want to team with First Killer eventually. He's very good. Other than that,
Why would that sound weird?
because we've been involved in a lot of drama over the years.
I mean, if you can make up with Arsenal, you can make up with First Killer, right?
Right. Yeah. He was. Remember in that super iconic screenshot of him saying, "Just gotta wait one more season until I can kick Crow." That actually came out of my Twitch chat when I was making fun of his team. So that was interesting times with First Killer.
Wow.
That's one way to put it for sure. I think that's pretty cool though, that you can look past all of these like all of these things, because there's evidence. It's not just like you're saying these things. There's actual evidence of you getting off a team with someone, or somebody having to be removed from a team that you're on, and then in future you're just like, well, actually now we're just teammates, isn't it? You don't say that you're cool. You are on a team winning a bunch of tournaments. So yeah, the actions speak louder than words.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. It was very enlightening. It was good to hear your origin story. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the fine people in chat?
Honestly, I think that basically sums up everything in my career, coming from the losing 3 goals in 38 seconds from 12 Titans to winning the North American Major. I think it summed it up really well.
That's the story right there.
That is the story.
That's the front and back of the t-shirt. The Retals merch.
Right. Coming soon.
Oh yeah, is it really coming soon? Retals merch?
Never.
Oh,
It'll never go. Streams may be merch now.
That's too bad.
Somebody says Retals stream now. Much
absolutely not. I have so much homework to do.
Do you have any predictions for the next split?
I think we're gonna do really well. I think we'll finish top 2 again, probably first. I think that is the big question. If Envy can fix their mental, I think it'll be them. I don't think they'll fix their mental, so I think it'll probably be NRG. I feel like it's probably gonna be the same top 4 again. It's just there's not much talent in NA. It feels like individually, and there's not enough teams that make up for it playstyle-wise, other than like KCP and Peeps. So I do feel like it's going to be kind of the new big 4, or the new top 4, as weird as that sounds, because the big 3, everyone tries to make a new big 3 every season, but it does feel like those 4 teams are way ahead of everyone else. So I feel like it'll stay pretty consistent in NA.
Cool, good to know. Well, thanks again for coming on. I'm going to just escort you and Johnny off here and do the outro. Thank you, Johnny, for joining us as well.
Thank you. Good night, Twitch chat.
Good night.
All right, everybody. That is a wrap on episode 15 with Retals from SSG. This is one of my favorite episodes. Just always fun getting to talk to somebody who freely shares their opinions so much and keeps things interesting without you having to dig too hard. So big shout out to Retals for coming on the pod. Hope you enjoyed it. We've got a lot more amazing content coming up, especially with the Salt Mine Underground starting up in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you're following the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/smellsworthless. Make sure you're on the email list at saltmine.gg or the email list at smelly.af. All of those places will allow you to keep up with all the action that's going to be happening coming up. Thank you once again for everybody who's rated the show, reviewed the show, told friends about the show. We appreciate you all, and we love you. Have a good night.